happy Wednesday night. We are here with the band Censored from Texas, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so where at Texas are you guys from?
We are located in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh, more fucking Corpus Christi people.
Yep.
Jeez, Jiminy fucking Christmas. Oh, there we go. We got another one. Another Corpus Christi band. All right. So, for each one of you, like I told y'all before, he had to dip out for a second. He'll be back. So, nobody's on the hot seat. Everybody's got to answer the questions and just fucking roll with it. So, on
back in.
Perfect. Each one of you, at what point in your lives did you decide that you wanted to be a musician? Was it a band? Was it a family member? Like, what was that one point that made you want to be in a band and play music?
I guess I'll start off. Back then when I was like only 15, or actually 14, my dad bought a Pantera CD. I had never heard metal music in my life, and my dad bought a Pantera CD, and he bought the Great Song Tranquil. And man, that opening track was just brutal, and I'd never heard music like that, so I was like fucking freaking out and shit. And I really liked it. And then that Christmas, I remember I told my dad I wanted a guitar, and he bought me a guitar, and I just started learning and playing.
You know, that's one of my favorite albums, and I can guarantee you probably the first song you drag.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right there with you. I understand. I'm way older than that, so for me it was fucking Motorhead, Ace of Spades. So that just goes to my age.
Yeah.
All right, Nat, what you got?
Oh.
I'm gonna call you out just immediately.
I don't know. When I was like super little, my grandpa like used to play guitar when I would like go over to their house and stuff. And I always thought that was like, and so I guess that's kind of where it started, was seeing that when I was young. I grew up listening to country and sound music. So my dad introduced me to like Metallica and Ozzy, and then when I heard that stuff, I was like, damn, that'd be pretty cool if I did that. And then I did that.
All right. Fair enough. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go. Chris doesn't want to go.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris doesn't want to go. So pretty much, I guess when I was little, my dad really played a lot of stuff like Metallica, just, different bands like Disturbed, stuff like that was are popular in the early 2000s. And then ever since then, I guess I just had a growing passion to want to play. But I didn't actually initially start until, I guess I didn't start having fun with it until I was a freshman in high school. That's when I really started picking stuff up and like was able to play a lot of Sabbath riffs and stuff like that. So, but really ever since like freshman year of high school was when I really wanted to be a musician and wanted to play at some point. But I've always loved music, so it's just been one of those things that I enjoy doing on the side.
All right, Christian, you're up.
So I think I got into it because nobody else in my family's really a musician besides like some cousins and my sister. I looked up to my sister a lot. So she plays violin. So in middle school, I started playing the cello. I stuck with that through high school, and then I joined the drum line at my high school. And then I started learning drum set, and I was like, this is really fun, I see how music connects people and stuff. So I just thought it'd be cool to be in a band and meet new people.
Fair enough. All right, Meg, you're up.
What is one thing outside of music that's not music related that you all geek about? That you all have this weird obsession about?
Pokemon. I've been collecting cards since I was like in elementary, and I grew up watching like Pokemon on Boomerang on like Cartoon Network when I was super little. And my older brother, who's like in his 30s now, he also really liked Pokemon, so I also got it from him. But then all this shit started happening with scalpers, and I was just like, man,
Yeah.
you guys fucking suck. But I really like Pokemon. I'm like super fucking into Pokemon. I have a lot of like Pokemon plushies back there.
Oh
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was way too old. I think I was by the time Pokemon came out, I think I was in like my mid-20s when that shit came out. So I was like, what the hell is this? I had like little brothers and cousin that was like into it, but I was like, what the fuck is this?
yeah.
Yeah,
When
I
that-
got a similar obsession, but mine's with Magic the Gathering.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, you done opened up the goddamn floodgate. Go see.
Yeah, I play, and
It's
I've actually teaching some of the guys how to play, and they're loving it.
Nice.
I know Chris and Marty, they're enjoying it. So
What color do you prefer?
right now I'm highly on green and red. I've never really played green and red. I always played black and blue. I always played the mirror, but now I'm starting to grow.
Awesome.
But we have somebody that wants to know what your favorite Pokemon is.
Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna get called basic real quick. I've always loved Eevee. Eevee's like my favorite Pokemon of like all time. I have all all the plushies back there. I also really like Gengar, obviously. My friend actually gave me that really big Gengar. I also really like Ninetales. Those are my favorite Pokemon.
Yes.
Fair enough. All right, Christian, what you got?
Mine would probably be video games. Right now it would be League of Legends, sadly. But that's what I've been playing.
Nothing bad about League of Legends. I play League of Legends, so
Yeah.
nothing bad about that.
Do you lean more towards TFT or do you play actual League of Legends?
I play both.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I'll play
Okay.
TFT on my phone sometimes.
Yeah. That's
I,
fine.
I play it on my phone, so. All right, Marty, what you got?
I play a lot of video games too, and so I play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. So that's when I'm not at school or doing stuff in the band. I'm probably on Rainbow, unfortunately. So, but it's a love-hate relationship, but it's cool.
Mine and CB's big thing right now is Injustice 2. We can't get off of fucking
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm beating his ass right now, so.
I was hooked on fighting games for a while too.
Fuck with my Batman. Let's see what's up. All right, CB, you're up on deck, brother.
All right. So, what do you guys want to be remembered for? Each one of you.
God damn, what's up with you and all these?
That's such a deep question. We went from video games and Pokemon to what's something you want the world to know you by?
That's how the show is.
Deepest, darkest secret.
Shit,
CB is known for asking all these like really fucking deep, like thought-provoking questions when the rest of us are like fucking drunks and asking like typical bar questions. This motherfucker's over there like deliberating what the entire universe is about like the entire time. So yeah, you have to deal with him every once in a while.
All right, so I'll go ahead and start that, man. I mean, honestly, ever since I picked up that guitar and I started learning, man, I really loved creating music. So I create all different types of music and I record a bunch of different types of stuff as well. And I just kind of want to be kind of remembered about that. And that, you know, I'm already kind of accomplishing that because my family and my friends pretty much know me. It's like, oh shit, it's Leroy, badass fucking guitar player. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I mean, I don't want to float my boat, but I mean, people say that shit, you know what I mean? Or they know me for my music. I mean, every time I hang out with people, it's with musicians and my family know me. They know me as a musician and stuff like that too, you know.
Fair enough. All right, Nat.
Man,
I'm gonna pick on you all night.
I've never really put too much thought into like what I want people to specifically remember me for. I mean, I don't know if this is gonna sound self-centered, but I feel like people already know me because I'm like a female metal musician. Like the only other lady musicians I've met in Corpus are Meg and my friend Jalissa from Young Classics, and then my friends Clara and Joe from Audacious Absurdist. I mean, that's pretty cool, but I don't know. I want people to remember me more from just being like a woman in a metal band.
Right on.
Fair enough. What you got, Christian?
I just want to be remembered for being like chill, I guess. I don't know. I like making friends everywhere I go. And a lot of my friends just see me as, yeah.
I like that. I like that. CB. I'm real big about positivity. There's too much negativity in the world. I don't like discussing it. I don't like talking about it. I don't watch the news. I'm barely on social media unless I have to deal with it with my band and sound injection. I don't fuck with it. There's just too much of it. So like, be chill, be laid back, be kind to everybody. Just be cool as fuck. That's what you gotta do.
Oh yeah.
Recently, we just took a photo shoot, and the whole time I was just smiling. I couldn't stop smiling.
Hey, that's a good thing though, man. You gotta love the camera, as they told me before in the past, because I didn't love the camera for a while, and I had to get used to it.
Yeah.
I spent a little stint doing independent horror films, and the first time I ever had to be on a camera scared shit out of me. And so like I was always like I had like resting bitch face constantly, and they're like, "Dude, lighten up, smile, be happy." I'm like, "You're staring at me. I can't."
Yeah, impossible.
Too much RFB over there.
That's a good thing to remember. All right, what you got, Marty?
Pretty similar to Chris. I just want to be, I guess, remembered as like a cool guy or easy to work with. I would hope in the future people be like, oh yeah, like I was fucking cool, or like yeah, like he can play real well. He's easy to work with. Like he can throw down bass, guitar, whatever. So that's kind of the same thing. Is I just want to be remembered as like a cool guy, likes to have fun, and just loves being in the band and being in the scene.
All right, fair enough. All right, Corey, you're up on deck, bro.
What would you say is your favorite song that's not in rock or metal?
Oh.
Oh, geez.
Oh, so I'll go ahead and go first with that. Man, I've always.
Boy, you're just throwing yourself under the bus all night
this
long.
is gonna sound wild, man, but I really like Miley Cyrus.
Aww.
So
I did not expect that.
Wrecking Ball. Hey man, so I've been to so many. I'm 40 years old, right? I've been to a lot of fucking concerts in my time, and I will say Miley Cyrus did put the best concert that I've ever seen. I've gone to Ozfest. I've seen Lamb of God. I saw Slipknot when Joey was doing his fucking spinning drum set thing and all that.
Our age with the rest of us. All right.
Yeah. So seeing Miley Cyrus, whenever I met my wife at the time, she wanted to go to Miley Cyrus show, and I went, and I was like, this shit's actually pretty cool, man. She's like, she did her whole, big, show and everything with inflatables and all these props and everything, and that was like pretty fucking cool. And then she did then she had like a little stage in the middle of the crowd that she went off to, and she did like maybe like a 5-song acoustic set, and she like really showed off like her talent in singing. Like I think she can really sing really well. Yes. Especially with her godmother being fucking Dolly Parton. There you go. And then her dad being Billy Ray. So like definitely music. I definitely call her a musician. Even though it's pop and all that stuff, and it's like slash country, but she is a really creative person. I've seen some videos of her where she's just kind of talking about creativity and she's kind of doing creativity stuff on the spot. And that's the type of stuff that I like to see, man. But I mean, it's that. And then whenever I was a kid, I've always loved Michael Jackson.
Yes.
So yeah.
Fair enough. All right, Nat.
Man.
I'm gonna get you.
I mean, they're kind of rock leading because they did some covers, like 80s like rock covers, but it's this band called Ninja Sex Party, and they're a comedy band, and they're really fucking good. They're really fucking good. My favorite song by them is probably Release the Kraken. It's like a D&D based song. But it's like a comedy song. The entire song is like the king is at war with like orcs and stuff, and he calls on the Kraken to like try to help them, but then the Kraken's just like fucking up and like fucking around the whole time. And it's just like a silly little guy. Like it's not like a beast or anything. At the end, like the Kraken ends up screwing up the whole war for the king, and he's just like, "You're welcome."
All right, fair enough. All right, Christian, what you got?
I think I listen to metal the least out of everybody here, and hard rock, and they know that. So I think my favorite song would be a song called Alucarda. It's by a band called Inoha. They're from San Antonio. They're like an alternative band, and that's the genre I mainly listen to. But I just like the sound.
Fair enough. All right, Marty, what you got?
I like a lot of
Cool,
stuff. I'm all over. Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't. But I like a lot of Duran Duran.
Okay.
I agree on that.
I can really appreciate like the the musicianship in there, and as a bass player, like I really like. I can listen to some of those songs like Rio, and be like, shit, man, like how's this guy doing this in the '80s? And then kind of more popular now, I like a guy named Mac DeMarco. I like a lot of his music, and I guess that's just kind of it, because I'm pretty much primarily metal. That's like all I really listen to. So, but on the side, I got some stuff. So, but
Okay. I feel you. I was surprised to hear Duran Duran. I mean, I grew up with Duran Duran. I grew up in the 80s, and I was born in 83, so that just goes to show how fucking old I am.
86.
Okay, so you're right there with me. Yeah, I grew up with Duran Duran, but I was listening to a lot of like fucking Motorhead and Black Sabbath and Metallica and Iron Maiden and shit like that, and progressively got heavier and heavier as I got older and older. And one of the albums, and I love bringing this album up because I don't care who you are, if you listen to metal to any degree, it doesn't matter what age you are, you know this album, which is the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack. See, he's laughing because he knows I'm right. If you have not listened to that soundtrack, your ass should do it immediately, because it's probably the best movie soundtrack that is all heavy metal. And that was during the heyday of Roadrunner Records, because it was all artists that were on there. Because you had Slipknot on there, you had Spineshank, you had 36 Piss, you had Drowning Pool, you had so many fucking bands on that soundtrack, and it was insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy you mentioned Roadrunner, because one of the albums that I would listen to a lot was, remember when Roadrunner did that first compilation album?
Yeah, Roadrunner United.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I had to rebuy that CD 5 times.
Yeah,
I listened to it so much, I'd fucking ruin it, destroy the thing. I had to go rebuy it.
Yeah.
And still this day, I now have it downloaded on my Amazon Unlimited, and I've got that album downloaded, and I still listen to it all the time.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you guys could put together a tour with your band playing, and you could choose any 3 bands of your choice to go on tour, who would you decide to go on tour with?
Avatar.
I love Avatar.
There it is. Yep.
Oh.
My big ass fucking flag, my signed poster. I have probably almost all of their fucking albums, like either like burned or like actual copies of.
So I actually found out about Avatar really before hardly anybody did. So I went to Welcome to Rockville one year, which I always go to every year. It's my one festival that I at least go to that one. If I don't go to multiple, I at least go to that one. Well, they were playing the pre-party. before the whole festival kicked off. Nobody knew the fuck they were. And they got up with the goddamn freak show and all that shit. They were absolutely insane. I was just absolutely infatuated with them. So I went up to go talk to them because they were at their merch booth. Well, at the time, only one of them could speak English. The rest of the band could not speak English.
That was like
So-
super early Avatar.
Yeah, it was very early. So the next year, they had already blown up and they were actually playing the actual festival. And at the time I was married and me and my ex-wife were sitting in the VIP and both of us had Avatar shirts on. We were like the only people with Avatar shirts on. And they kept walking in there with their trademark Hawaiian shirts and Hawaiian shorts and flip-flops and pinpointed us and came right over and they sat down and ate with us and talked to us for 2 hours. And we sat there with that band talking to them, and they were the nicest fucking individuals I think I've ever met. Out of every band I've ever interviewed, met, sat down with, they are one of the nicest that I've ever talked to.
They're like my all-time favorite band. Johannes Eckerstrom is like my biggest inspiration right now.
All right, you got 2 more.
I would say Veil of Maya. Man, I really love Mark Akubo, like the way he plays guitar. I was really, whenever I was learning guitar and I was playing a bunch of metal stuff, I was playing like a bunch of Iron Maiden, Metallica, and then I started gradually going to like death metal and stuff like that. And then I found out about Veil of Maya, and they had that song "It's Not Safe to Swim Today." I was like, ooh! As soon as I was playing in a band, like we were covering that song, and a lot of my play style now, or writing style, I would say is kind of based off of what he plays. So I mean, I really love Veil of Maya.
Okay. All right, Christian, you got anybody you want to throw in the mix?
That's probably an Amy for this one. Necro Goblicon.
Yes!
Band.
Yes, because we're friends. We are
Yeah. I like the mascot. I like they got John Goblicon.
John Goblicon.
I like their songs like "We Need a Gimmick," "Power Core." I like what they do. They have fun with it.
So Power Core was the first song I ever heard them play, and the only reason I got introduced to them is one of my old bands. We played Mayhem Festival one year, and we got to play one festival because we won a battle of the bands. So I'm walking around watching all the bands. Well, Necrogoblicon was on it, and they were still relatively young. And fucking, that was the very first song they played was that, and they had fucking John Goblicon out there, and I was like, "This is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life." And trust me, my girlfriend was over the other night hanging out with us, and I turned to her, and me and CB was like, "You ever introduced her to Necrogoblicon?" And we both just kind of look at her. She's like, "What? Necro what?" I was like, "Just watch. It's worth watching. You just got to see it for your fucking self." All right, Marty, you got anybody to throw in the mix?
Yeah, I mean, they all know who it is. But yeah, I don't know. They make fun of me, but I love Tool. They're my favorite band of all time.
Tool's great.
And I mean, if I could have a chance to play with them, like I'd be good. I'd be happy. So
I could level with you on that because as far as a bassist, Tool was one of my favorite bands growing up as a kid, and I emulated their bass playing, and I studied every goddamn note, everything their bassist did. I studied it down to a max, and a lot of my stuff that I even write today can sometimes come off very proggy and very Toolish, and everybody's like, "Is your favorite band Tool?" And I'm like, "No, but they are one of my top 10 favorite bands." But I just studied Tool for a very, very long time. What's up, Crystal? So I studied Tool. Like I studied a lot of Tool, and Tool kind of led me into listening to bands like Meshuggah and some of those that are like very bass heavy. So as a bassist, like Tool is kind of one of those bands that it's very bass heavy, and it's very intricate, a lot more intricate than most bands are because they want you to be a pocket bassist, and Tool's bass player is far from that.
yeah, that guy's crazy, and he's got
Oh,
he froze.
what's up?
The internet's on one tonight.
What's up?
There he is. He's back. All right,
Okay.
cool.
No, I think his bass sounds really good. Like, I like the guitar he has, and then too, like Chancellor's bass rig is just insane, and it's kind of like one of those like dream rigs, you know, that you see.
Yeah, if you win the lottery.
yeah, like $10,000 later, and then you can have it. But
hey, just go sell a testicle. It'll
Yeah,
what?
so you only need one?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could get like 15 grand for one testicle.
Oh yeah.
On the black market.
I mean, I'd sell my nuts for like 30 grand. I'm too old and I don't want kids, so I'll gladly fucking sell them. If I get 30,000 for my nuts, fucking done.
Right?
Do this shit tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, we're
I'll
having
work
all
it
these
real quick. Snip,
here
snip,
next week.
out, so done.
Money.
Let's do this shit. If there's some doctor out there that knows, I'll gladly sign the list.
Share it down in the comments.
Yeah.
No, message me. Well, I'll go see you tomorrow. We'll fucking get this shit done and over with. All right, Meg, you're up on deck, girl.
Who is forbidden or the last person that y'all want to have the aux cord when y'all are jamming out?
Chris.
Nice. I was gonna be like, I don't find anybody else's music.
I like Chris's music, but it's just like for so long. It's like, you know, I feel like listening to something weird.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Nat, do you have anybody else?
No, I don't mind listening to new music. Like I can sit down and like watch pretty much anything.
She's saying she's not a judgmental ass.
Everybody says this. Yeah. It's Christian. We're sorry, but it is. We're throwing him under the bus. Hey, at least he's here to defend himself. Usually, bands that come on, the person you throw under the bus is the guy that does not show up. People want to get thrown under the bus. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, CB, you're up on deck, bro.
So one of our other hosts that couldn't be here, she has a favorite question that she likes to ask you guys. So I'm going to ask that question in her absence today. Are you guys Star Wars fans or Star Trek fans?
You motherfucker.
Star Wars.
Star Wars all day.
Star Wars.
I've never watched either or. So I can't tell.
Lord of the Rings.
Don't ruin my parade, Meg. Don't ruin my moment.
Neither.
What about the other two?
They all said Star Wars. Fuck off.
Chris.
I said Star Wars.
All right, cool.
Okay, there it is.
I'll turn myself up.
That settles the debate. Star Wars is the fucking best. Fuck Star Trek, and all you Trekkies can kiss my ass. How about that?
I'll say
the Star Trek movies were pretty good. I mean, they were all right. Like, I kind of like how they went back. I mean, I know both lores, but but I'm more of a Star Wars. Yeah.
Thank you, Amber. Good God. Okay, so the whole reason they do this just to get me fired up because I'm a huge fucking Star Wars fanatic. I collect the Funko Pops. I watch everything, every goddamn fucking movie, every animated series. I've read all the books, the comic books, the graphic novels, everything. Crystal.
Yes.
That's a good movie.
Crystal.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I actually like Spaceballs, and they're doing a Spaceballs 2 because me and
Yeah.
We were just talking about this earlier.
I was actually watching it the other day.
They're actually getting John Candy's son to play Barf.
Oh, wow. That'd be cool.
Unfortunately, John is past and gone. His son is going to be taking over the mantle of that character for Spaceballs 2.
Fuck yeah.
I was pretty stoked about that. But no, I'm a huge, big Star Wars nerd. And she does it just to get me fucking fired up. You know what, CB? You gotta live with me.
She can't be here, so I gotta step it up a little bit.
Yeah, you have to live. I know where you sleep. You sleep right across the hall.
So I sleep where you sleep.
Lock your door.
CB's my roommate. So literally the room across from me. I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. I know where you sleep.
He's gonna wake up with a Star Wars tattoo on his face.
Oh,
I could. I've got my tattoo machine still. I can still tattoo.
I'm in a temporary. You probably feel the tattoo gun.
you're gonna give him a Darth Maul tattoo.
Damn.
Darth helmet.
Just do the tribal, the tribal one.
That'd be shit. That's a pretty good idea. All right, Corey, you're up on deck, brother.
How would you guys describe your music to somebody that's never heard it?
I would say it's still kind of finding its sound. So it's like a mix of right now, kind of like metalcore and like a little bit of black metal elements, kind of like Cradle of Filth, black metal type. Thrashy, heavy. That's basically what I would say.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. What you got to give into that, Nat?
Same thing as Leroy. When people ask me what kind of music I make, I'm just like metal and ice cream.
I like that. So being that he asked that, I'm gonna throw this in as like a bonus question on that. And we ask a lot of bands this as far as genres, because you guys know there's all these genre Nazis out there. There's like 50 million goddamn genres, and they're like, "Oh, that's not metal. That's fucking
ridiculous.
Deep South, beat down, hardcore, death, grindcore, sex metal." And I'm like, "Fucking what?" So, are you guys, because you guys are younger, which is the whole reason I want to ask that most of you're younger, minus Leroy, he's with us. Do you guys agree with the genres, or do you feel that metal's just metal? It doesn't matter how it sounds, what you add, metal's metal.
I think that having like different subgenres in metal is interesting because there's like it stems from like different types of people, different ethnicities, different types of people. Like clothing stems from different subgenres, ideologies stem from different genres. So I think it's interesting, but I mean, I've never really been one to care too much about like what type of genres people listen to. So I guess like all in all, it's metal. Everybody likes metal.
I'm an old guy.
I maybe use like 10 different genres, or I would say like maybe 8. You know what I mean? You have a band that says they're hardcore, and then you got another band that says beat down. You're pretty much hardcore. You know what I mean? Something like that. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm back from the other days. We had metal, thrash, death metal, black metal. Simple. We kept it pretty much simple. If it sounded like something, that's kind of what we called it. You know what I mean? But now people are just getting like really into like, oh well, there's this little niche for this, and then it's just like let's call it a whole different genre. You know what I mean? Which it's not. I mean, it's pretty cool because it can kind of pinpoint exactly kind of what they sound like. But then again, they sound similar, so it's like.
See, here's my thing about the genre. I feel like metal should just be metal, because when you go in and you're like, oh, we want to be deathcore, well, then they start pinpointing bands that they want to sound like.
Yeah.
And then they start writing music that sounds just like that band.
Right.
You don't want to sound like that band. If you're going into your career and you're like, I want to sound just like them, you've already failed.
Yep.
You want to sound like you. You don't want to sound like them. You want to sound like you. So ultimately, fuck the genre thing. Just be metal.
Yeah.
Play what you want to play. Make the sounds you want to sound. If you want to throw a goddamn saxophone into it, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Please do it. Please. I love to hear a saxophone.
One of my big favorite bands right now is a band coming out of Connecticut called Dreamwake. And they have a fucking saxophone player. They mix saxophone, 80s pop with metal. and I fucking love it, and they are fantastic.
Yeah. There was a. I remember back then there was a really like grindcore, like Cannibal Corpse type of death metal with a saxophone player in it. I can't remember the name of the band, but I had a buddy that would always listen to that shit. And I was like, hell yeah, that's pretty cool with saxophone in it.
That reminds me of a
Yes,
clowncore. The saxophone and everything reminds me of a clowncore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about crowdcore?
Yeah, clowncore.
In our first ever song that we like made, it's called "Remember the Gods," and the intro for that song, I'm playing a glockenspiel.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure fucking does.
Yep.
I was a percussionist from 6th grade all the way until I was a senior in high school. But I mostly like worked with like accessories and mallet instruments. So when we were like writing an original, I was like, I'm going to add some sort of mallet instrument into this.
I'm gonna find that.
You're a badass. I fucking love that. I love that shit. I like pushing the limits when it comes to music. I like hearing different shit.
Yes.
Like I liked whenever I first heard the Browning and they were introducing EDM into metal, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? And then of course Korn did it. You know, with that one album, what was it, Path to Totality or whatever?
Yeah, they did that song with Skrillex.
Well, every song was done with a different DJ. Every song they did.
I had only heard that one song off that album, but yeah.
Dude, if you ever get a chance, download that whole entire album and listen to it start to finish. And it is there's not a bad song on that album. Like I'll say it. Like I am that guy. Like I'll tell you, song sucks or the song's good.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of albums back in the days, like especially the 90s, you had like 3 really good songs, maybe 4, and then the rest of the album was just trash. Really rushed. Now, do I blame that on the bands? No. Mainly I blame that on the labels and giving them all of these time crunches. Oh, you have to have 15 songs done within 6 months, 7 months. Well, yeah, you're only going to get 3 or 4 decent songs, and the rest of it's just going to be rushed, and all the rest of them are going to be shit.
Yeah,
that album literally was fantastic from back to front. Didn't fucking matter, every single one of them. I listened to it a million times. I'm like, I can't tell you there's a bad song on this album.
Yeah.
So ultimately, that's how it should be. Is we should have that time to write the best fucking material that you could possibly write if you're going to write an entire album.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like a lot of stuff too, like, is way overproduced. You know what I mean? There's back then, you know, we had a lot more of the raw element, you know, and then I also like the way you're talking about. You know, we were able to listen to albums like from the beginning to end all the way through, and like every song was fucking good. You know what I mean? And for me, one of those albums was "And Justice for All" from Metallica, Slipknot, their first album, their second album, and their third album, and then also like Cannibal Corpse. You know, a bunch of their stuff like was very similar like that as well, where I was able to listen to an album from the beginning to end, and now I find that very hard to do. Is listen to stuff like that, and I kind of feel like a lot of it's too overproduced, or everybody's trying to sound like, hey, this is the new wave right here. Everybody's doing this, so let's throw all that in there. You know what I mean? It's like I already heard the song before.
Well, and I hate to say that, I'm gonna get a lot of haters for this. That's kind of how I feel about metalcore.
Yeah.
Because metalcore, almost every band that's come out in the last like 6 years, they all sound exactly the same.
Yeah, it was cool back then when it first came out. You know, you had some really good bands coming out, but now it's like, you know, I've heard this stuff before.
Yeah,
and honestly, I get it. It's hard. Like this music, you know, it's hard to kind of find your thing nowadays, or find something that's very individual. You know what I mean? But it's to the point to where it's like, you know, hey, they found the recipe book for metalcore, and they just followed it step by step.
Right. And see, that's like my big thing of why there's so many people that hate on Sleep Token and talk shit about Sleep Token. That's not metal. That's not this. That's on that. I was like, oh, because it's not metal, because it doesn't fall in your little fucking, like you said, a fucking basically cookbook.
Yeah.
It doesn't fall in your little box. So because it's not in your little box, it's not metal. I love Sleep Token. The first time I ever fucking heard them, I'm like, this shit's badass. Like, these guys got it fucking going on. And even that new band that I'm really falling in love with, President, same thing. They're doing a lot of fucking wild ass shit that hasn't been heard, and they're fucking with a lot of different elements, and they're making it their own instead of following, just sticking in that goddamn box. Get the fuck out of the box. Burn the motherfucker down. There's no box. Stop staying in your little box. Drives me nuts.
There is no spoon.
All right, Nick, you're up on deck, girl.
What is the proudest moment of your band so far?
Ooh.
I don't know. We've had quite a few.
Yeah,
We've been having a lot of good shows recently.
Each one of you name your favorite.
I'll go first. I'm sorry, Marty and Leroy, but it was before Marty and Leroy were in the band, and what's it called? It was our last show with our old guitarist, and I don't know, because it was at a pretty decently sized festival thingy. And, it was just going away show, and it just felt really solid.
Yeah, it was solid.
There was a lot of energy and a big crowd. It was the first time having that much energy from that big of a crowd. So that was like the proudest I've been.
All right, Leroy, what you got?
I think I would say, think about it now. We had a show over at a club here in Corpus called Retro's Rooftop, and it was like a really cool rooftop that we played at. And they had our names like projected onto the wall, like across the street onto a big building. It was pretty cool. But not only that, we played our music, and man, the crowd really just enjoyed what we were doing. You know what I mean? Like the whole crowd was really, really good all the way through. That, you know, just feeling all that love from the crowd, and even, you know, the dancing participation that they did and stuff like that, and singing with Nat that they did. It was really, really awesome and fun.
All right, fair enough. How about you, Nat?
I was literally gonna say the exact same thing as Leroy.
Yeah.
Like that, out of all the shows that I've played so far, that has to be like my favorite because of like how much like interaction I had with everybody. Because it's like I like getting on stage and I like seeing people like groove and talk and like interact with the people on stage, because like I'm gonna feed off your energy. Like if you're standing there, I'm gonna be like, well, I need to up my game because they're not enjoying something. But that day at Retro's, like I got off the stage and I was like two-stepping with people. I was interacting with them. There's a clip on, I believe, our Instagram page where we cover I Don't Want to Be Me by Typo Negative, and I like hand the mic off to one of the people in the crowd, and bro like just screams, and I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. This is so cool.
All right, fair enough. What about you, Marty?
Well, back in June, Leroy threw a show in Kingsville, and we were there, and then another band that me, Chris, and Leroy were playing at, we played there. But I remember for that show, we didn't use a PA or sound. It was just like me and Leroy's cabs, and that was it. And like listening back to the video and even being in the moment, like I remembered how like raw our shit fucking sounded, and like it was just in your face, and even to like the crowd response we got there, I enjoyed. And so, because I agree with the Retros, like I think that was our best show together as a band, but to me that Kingsville is a real close second, and I think it just really helped us, you know, find where we were at in terms of, you know, just playing together. And because too, you know, we had originally been trying to do like a 5-piece thing, and I think there, because it was just us four, we were really able to like be like, okay, like yeah, like this can work, or like yeah, we got enough sound, like we can play wherever, do whatever, and so it was a proud moment for me, to say the least.
That was pretty good. It was a really good raw sound. It reminded me of back in the days when we used to go to like backyard shows and stuff like that.
Ooh, house show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to throw a lot of those back then.
Well, I've played my damn share of fucking house shows.
Hell yeah. Just relying on your instruments and then a shitty PA.
Shit, if you had a PA.
Right?
Another
If-
favorite I think, show that we played at. It was like the first. It was Zombie King's album release show, and we were opening, and that was when we had just like created our original song. So we were like, that was the first show we played it at, and then I start playing the Glockenspiel. I didn't know how people were gonna react to it because I've never seen someone do that. So I was like, I hope nobody makes fun of me. But I started playing and people like enjoyed it. People thought it was pretty cool. So that's not my most favorite show, but a very like a favorite moment, I guess, should be like a better term.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, CB, you're up on deck, brother.
All right. So if you guys were to have the availability to go and play anywhere in the world with all expenses paid, you didn't have to worry about anything, where would you go?
Oh man.
Let's pinpoint this a little bit more. If you could play any festival in the world, what festival would you play?
My goodness. Wacken would be pretty cool, I think.
Oh, Wacken, yeah. We actually just interviewed a band last night that got to play Wacken.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So they had some really good stories afterwards. They hung out with us and we got to hear some good stories about them playing it. But yeah, that's actually an extremely popular answer on this fucking show.
Yeah.
For a reason. Sounds awesome.
What you got, Leroy?
Man, I would only go to 2 festivals every year back then, and that was Ozfest and Vans. They're not around anymore. Vans
is because Mia and CB's going in November.
Yeah, they only do 2 shows a year now. But
they did 4 this year. I think it was Washington D.C., San Diego, Long Beach, Orlando, and there was one other one. I can't remember where the other one was, but the one in Orlando is in November, which me and CB are going VIP to cover that one.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say Vans, maybe. I mean, you always get a lot of good bands out there. That I grew up with, that I listened to. You know what I mean? So
yeah, we're looking forward to Van, and it's kind of funny because Van's Warped Tour, I'm gonna throw him under the bus on this. It's going to be his first festival that he's ever been to.
Yeah.
He has never been to one before. This will be his very first one in November. All right, Christian, what you got, man?
I've never been to a festival, and I don't really pay attention to them, so I'm not too sure. I'd probably say the Warped Tour because that's the only one I really know.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, Marty, how about you, man?
I'm not a big festival guy. I don't know much, many festivals, but if I had to pick a venue, I think it'd be really cool to play at like Madison Square Garden. I know that might be like a little like cliche to say, but I mean, you look back and like Led Zeppelin had one of their most memorable shows there at Madison Square Garden. And like I feel like a lot of bands that get to play there, like it's always a good show and it's always a good time. And so I think at some point, like if we were able to be on stage and play there, or whatever, I think it'd be really cool.
Yes, there's a lot of iconic places to play, and I've been fortunate enough in my career that I got to play at quite a few of them, and one of the ones that was iconic that I got to play there one time only, was CBGB's. and it was the coolest shit ever. It wasn't even a big show. There was no big. It was just all local bands. Actually, I think I was living in Connecticut at the time, and we went up there and fucking played. And like I said, it was a very small show, but just knowing that I stepped on a stage where so many big, huge, iconic bands played on that stage. And that's the same thing for like if you get to go to LA and play the Whiskey a Go Go or the Viper Room or up in Michigan playing the Machine Shop or any of those like super iconic, you know, venues that are known for fucking metal. So I could get with you on that very, very quickly. All right, Corey, you're up on deck, brother.
Is there anybody in your life that you'd like to give a shout out that really kind of supported you through your musical career?
Who's going first?
I can, because I know it's my dad, you know, Pops buying me guitars, you know, for Christmas or whatever, and like he helped me out buying my bass rig that I have now. And so he's been the one that's, you know, been telling me like, hey, you should play in a band, or, you know, like, go have fun, do this, do that. And I really gotta, you know, credit the man where it's due, because, you know, he's a big reason why I'm playing music, and, you know, like, why I'm so fortunate to have the stuff that I do. So
All right, fair enough. All right, Nat.
My best friend Ath, like since the very beginning of Censored up until now, like she has seen all of it, she's heard about all of it, she's gone through all of it with me. Most of the time, like after a show, like I'll call her if she can't make it or she's not able to go, and I'll just like talk about everything that's been happening. But yeah, my best friend Ath, and then also my boyfriend, because every show that we've played that I've been with him, he's been to, and yeah, yay.
Awesome.
All right, fair enough. What about you, Leroy?
I would definitely say my dad as well. Whenever I told my dad I wanted a guitar, and he bought me one, and I was learning the music and all that. And even though it was him that bought the Pantera CD, he didn't like that music. He bought it because he knew the guys. He actually went to school with the guys, right?
So cool.
Yeah. But other than that, he's always liked that I learned the guitar and drums and how to write music and stuff like that. Definitely.
I tell you what, if you want to get with a band that has a lot of stories about Pantera and they knew them personally, go hit up the band from Texas called Pissing Razors and tell them I sent you.
I actually got to meet you guys one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great.
My dad took me to a show, and they like I said, they personally knew my dad, and I heard a lot of old football stories. So
yeah, go talk to the guys from Pissing Razors. They're a bunch of good guys, and they're a very good band, and they're out of I believe they're out of Houston, I think.
Pissing Razors.
Yeah.
I think they might be Houston, Arlington.
Yeah, I think so.
I remember.
They were on the show earlier this season, and we've maintained, contact and stuff like that. Hopefully, my band will be touring with them at some fucking point. But those guys, they have a lot of stories about Pantera.
Hell yeah,
good stories. All right, Christian, who you got?
Probably my mom, my dad, and my sister. Just all my family, because my sister's the one that really got me into music, and into playing music. My mom's just always been super supportive, and so is my dad. He's always like providing for everything, so he's the reason I'm able to have so much time to play music, not out there having to work, because I'm also in school full time, and I know Marty is too. So it's just a big help.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna let Meg have the very last question of the night before we end this. So, Meg, you take over for the last 3 minutes.
Got it. What are y'all most excited about coming up this year? What you got working on? What you got cooking up?
Well, We have we're still working on recording our originals, and then we definitely want to plan a video for it, and then I mean, just continue doing shows, try to get out of Corpus a bit more, and then just pretty much just getting more content out there for people. Because right now we don't really have too much besides our socials, you know. So we definitely want to get more content out there, do more writing, maybe get like a little EP out here soon with videos to come along with it.
Okay, fair enough. Nat, what you got?
Kind of the same thing Laura said. I really want to push all of us to at least release a single by the end of the year. I'm very happy with how far we've come in such a short span. Because Censored hasn't Censored will turn 2 in September, but like prior to like having Marty and Chris and Leroy in the band, like we weren't doing too much other than covers. So we created our first single only a couple months ago, and from that we've gained like a good amount of followers, and I just want us to keep pushing because I'm very hopeful that what we have will get bigger.
All right, Marty, what you got?
Pretty much the same thing, because but we don't have anything on Apple Music or Amazon, Spotify, whatever. So I think the sooner we can get stuff out, I think the better. And I mean, we're there. We've got material written, so it's just a matter of setting a day or two aside just to straight recording. But that's kind of what I'm most looking forward to, is this getting stuff out there so we can be have a more professional music profile, and just start getting shows that are out of town, San Antonio, Houston, in the Valley. I mean, wherever we can get them.
All right, Christian, what you got, man?
I'm just looking forward to see where we go, because we're going it's been about, I'll say 11 months since I've joined Censored, so I'm almost here a full year, and this is the first band I've ever been with, played a show, and we've grown so much in the year that I've just been in here, and there's been so many changes. I'm just looking forward to see how much further we'll go.
All right, sounds good. So on that, everybody, we are wrapping up this evening. You guys stay put, because I'm going to talk to y'all for a minute after we get off. Everybody, we will be back on Monday, I believe. Yes. Yeah, we'll be back Monday. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll be back Monday with another episode. Y'all have a great weekend. You know what we say, please be kind to each other. Don't drink and drive. And for the love of the God and the goddesses, wrap your fucking tool. On that, we are out of here. We love you guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
Yeah.